Hey, it's me, Carolina, and it's July 31st, I think. I should know because it's one day after my birthday, 2018. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this video. I'm gonna say it right now. I don't know if I'm gonna post it. I don't know if I'm gonna post it as secret only for myself at YouTube. But the reason why I'm doing is because um I needed these type of videos and they were very helpful to me um in many different ways. So I'm gonna try to do it for myself so I can keep track of what's going on and for anybody else that I can help. Well, for those who don't know, I'm going through a diagnosis of breast cancer. Going through? No, already did. Already there. So, anyways, what happened was end of June. I just turned 44. I'm 43. End of June, I received the usual letter from the hospital. Hey, make sure to come for your mammogram. You're a little bit late. Blah blah blah. It's free. Da da da. We're waiting for you. And I honestly, I was not even going to go, but that thing was on my mind, and I decided, okay, well, all right, let's go. So I went in the end of June, and a few days later, somebody called me. You know, that oh so lovely call. We found something suspicious on your mammogram, and we need you to come back for just make sure. They were very nice. I mean, this place is ridiculously nice. And well, we're gonna be, don't worry about it, hon. It's just to make sure that it's nothing. Okay, so I go back there. I do the diagnostic biopsy, not biopsy, diagnostic mammogram, which is awful because if you think that mammogram is bad, the plates are quite big. The diagnostic mammogram is just a little square, top and bottom, that they smash your boobs where they want to see it, to really magnify whatever. So the camera, whatever it is, goes really close to the tissue. It hurts. It hurts like an MFer. Get used to me. I curse a lot. If you don't like it, if you only like clean language, that's not me. Turn the video. Go listen to somebody else. Anyways, so I did that, and I thought was a little bit weird when the radiologist. Well, they told me that the results would come then and there, but the radiologist came right in and said, "Look, I'm really concerned about one area of your breast because it was not there last year. It looks highly suspicious, and you should have a biopsy." Okay, so scheduled my biopsy. I think that was the 11th. My biopsy was on the 19th, something like that. Just for insurance stuff. Anyways, something like that. I don't remember well, but so I went to my biopsy, which is awful too, but you survive. It's one of those core needle biopsies, whatever. That was on a Thursday. On a Friday, I was going out of town to see my mom and my nephew and my niece. They were in from Brazil, so I went to meet them in New York. had a nice time. But you know, when you are going through something like that, even though I knew it because my radiologist report said that it was a highly suspicious pleomorphic calcification cluster BI-RADS 4C. When the BI-RADS are 4C, there is from 79 to 95% of chance of being cancer. So it's a very little chance of being cancer. Higher than that, you only have 5, the BI-RAD 5, which is 95% and up. So that's just like to make it official. You know, anyways, when you have something like that going on, it's 24 hours on your mind. But what was good for me, and everybody told me, you know, I went on to some groups, I did. And because here's the thing, here's what I hear. When things happen, they happen quickly. They happen fast. Like, cancer is not something that people sit around. And it is a very fearful word. Very heavy diagnostic. It's a diagnostic that, at the best, it can be easily treated. Not so easily, because cancer is never easily, but treated and cured. Although they don't use cure anymore, they use NED, no evidence of disease, because nobody was really getting cured. At the worst, it can kill you very quickly, you know, and painfully. So it's something that nobody wants to hear. But I wanted to have all the information that I could possibly have, even though people say, oh, don't go to Google, oh, don't go here. I wanted to hear everything from all the sides, because this is a very, if it is what I think it is, because I haven't spoken to my surgeon yet, and she since then got more details than the biopsy initially had given. It is an extremely early stage cancer that has not gone anywhere. It's totally self-contained. But even with that, there are many options. For instance, there are people who say, don't treat it. Radiation and chemo and surgery can only spread cancer, and it's horrible and doesn't cure. In my family, I have many, 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 many cases of cancer. Of those, only 2 died. 3 died. 3 died. Because, one, the treatment didn't work out, as far as I know. And the other 2 were caught very late. So it was not something that was caught in the beginning, early stages and beginning of treatment. You know, the treatment began right afterwards. But the rest, there are so many survivors in my family that were treated with chemo, radiation, and surgery, and they never got a relapse. Breast cancer alone, 3 survivors. 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. 3. One on my mom's side and 2 on my dad's side. 3 of my aunts. Anyways, and they were treated, you know, they were treated with regular treatment, what's called Western treatment. That's not to say that I like better alternative treatments. For cancer, I like both. Anyways, so I got that diagnosis. I learned everything that I could learn. I read everything that I could read. I watched every single video that I could watch. I learned about alternative treatments, about regular, Western treatments. I learned pretty much what is going to happen, what looks like it's going to happen, which is, here is the catch. It's going to be my choice. And the choice is, I'm sorry if I'm rambling all over the place, but it's quite a bit to process here, and I think I'm talking out loud to process with myself. So, for this stage of cancer, I can do a couple of things. If they take it off, for instance, if I choose a lumpectomy, because at this point it looks like I'm gonna need lumpectomy and radiation. So say if they take they take it through a lumpectomy, which it's just, they call it a partial mastectomy or breast reduction or something like that. They just take the tumor and some margins. So if they get that and they do the pathology, right there they see that they got enough margins, and not only they got enough margins, but that the cells didn't infiltrate the tissues around it, I'm good to do just radiology. Radiology on this case usually is a full breast radiology, because you don't know if there are micro infiltrations that the pathology or biopsy or mammogram didn't get. That's option number one. Option number two is a unilateral mastectomy. Take just one side, and then you try to reconstruct it to look like the other, which I don't see how that would even be possible. And then of course, double mastectomy. Now, everyone has its sides of advantages and disadvantages. The double mastectomy, there have been quite a few women that thought that they had extremely low grade or stage cancer, breast cancer, that all they would need would be the lumpectomy. Now, after a sudden they said, okay, I'm going to be radical because I have, I'm petrified of it, or I don't want to deal with the radiation, because if you don't do the mastectomy, you need to do the radiation and take 5 to 10 years of hormone blockers, which completely ruins you. So a lot of these women found other tumors that they wouldn't have found if they didn't do the mastectomy. They were in another breast, or they were behind it, underneath the first tumor, or also, if you do the lumpectomy, usually for this stage of cancer, they don't do a lymph node. They don't remove the lymph node, or they don't biopsy. And so these women all of a sudden discovered, when they did the mastectomy and removed like 3 lymph nodes, that 2 out of them had cancer, and so it put them in that position that, had them not do it, they would pretty much be screwed in a few months or a year with invasive, aggressive cancer. So that's the mastectomy against, lumpectomy. Obviously, lumpectomy has less risks of, during surgery, of infection. You don't need all that reconstruction, because you can go through many different surgeries to reconstruct your breast. Not only that, but if you do a mastectomy, you pretty much lose feeling of everything, even your chest. Like even if you hug somebody, you have no feeling. Then you can, I just had shoulder surgery in February. No matter what surgery I do, my shoulder is gonna get screwed again. So that I'm not looking forward to that part either. So I have a lot of questions for my surgeon, which I will write down. I don't know what they do. They know or not about supplements, but I will be taking some, especially CBD. Yeah, I mean, that's about it. Thursday, I will update more if there are any news with, I don't know. I want to do some more tests. I want to do an MRI. I don't want to have a surgery not knowing if that's all that's in there, because one of the issues is that I have extremely dense breast, and I know that not everything is caught on a mammogram. So this was caught in a mammogram, but I know that could be something else that could just be caught on an ultrasound or an MRI. And I know that in a surgery, you don't just, unless it's a waveformed huge tumor, you're not going to see it, So I want to do this the best way that I can, so I don't deal with it ever again, and it doesn't come back, and I live my life. Anyways, thank you guys. Wait patiently, because stress is the last thing I want. Love you all. Bye. Oh, get your mammograms.